Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. P.S. Can you please allow me to be successful in life and to be a good entrepreneur? Thank you, Lord. I love you. Signed, Antoine Taylor. That was a letter I wrote to God about 2001 maybe. I'll post it on my social media. That was about 20 years ago that I wrote that letter to God, and I can't remember the mood I was feeling when I wrote that letter, but I'm thankful that I did write that letter. I'm thankful that the ghost of greatness past came through to save me. That's an old episode, by the way, the ghost of greatness past. When you get a chance, scroll down and listen to that, because this episode is essentially a sequel to that episode. You see, everything we do in a moment has to be a double-edged sword against the evil forces of this world. On one end, we have to be grateful for the moment and be genuinely happy for that moment, because we never know if we're going to get another moment again, right? Nothing is promised. Tomorrow is not promised. So we have to learn to be content and to be grateful for how far we've come and what we have at the moment. On the other side, we have to be intentional in that moment to plant seeds, gems, memories, to motivate and push our future selves to the next level. And that's exactly what this letter did for me. I talked about seasonal depression a lot in these past episodes, and that perpetual ascension, right? We talked about that last week. This letter was a key component of that perpetual ascension for me, because when I rediscovered this letter a couple years ago, I was in a very low point. The depression was kicking my ass hard. And I saw this letter. I forgot about it. And I'm like, wow, I wrote this? That let me know that everything I'm doing is for a reason. My past self, that ghost of greatness past, and God has been orchestrating this the whole time. So even though I'm going through a low point right now, even though things are hard right now, I'm still meant to be in this position. And that letter gave me the fuel to keep going. Because now look at me. Am I a millionaire yet? No, I am not. But I've built a business that has generated thousands of dollars. I've made a way to sustain myself full time with my business. I've come this far. I haven't been arrested. I haven't been a statistic. I haven't did anything that the odds say should have happened or say I should have done. I am successful, and I'm still rising to be successful. And this isn't a gloating moment. My point is, we have to be intentional with gems, with seeds and memories to push ourselves in the future. And if you didn't write a letter in the year 2000 to yourself, to God, that's fine. It ain't even about that, because you can still be intentional right now, today. You could be intentional today and do things today that's going to motivate yourself next week, that's going to motivate yourself in 2021, that's going to motivate yourself 2-3 years from now. It's never too late, and there's no expiration date on motivation, on inspiration, on uplift. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You are your biggest investor. Outside of God, you are your biggest investor. You are the one that can stop the show or can keep the show going. Nobody else. No matter what happens, no matter what external forces are against you, if you can't get a loan, you can't get this, you can't get that, it doesn't matter. You are still in control. You can choose to stay in bed all day. You can choose to sit on the couch all day, or you can choose to get up and continue to make a way out of no way. You can continue to put effort in. Even though you're exhausted, you can continue to figure things out. Because when you have favor, nothing can stop you. You have favor. Don't you understand that? The reason why you came this far in your career, the reason why you came this far in your business is because you have favor. Despite the rough patches, despite the setbacks, you still have favor on your life and on your dreams, on your goals. So when you work out today, you're not just working out today to be fit today. You're doing it so in the future, you'll be less at risk for disease and ailments and injury. When you motivate yourself today, you're doing it so your future self can also be motivated. When you build this business today, you're doing it so you can live the life you want for yourself and for your children in the future. Everything today is a direct impact on what happens tomorrow, if we make it to tomorrow. That's why we got to live in a moment, because we don't know if we're going to make it to tomorrow. So everything you do today, you have to say, thank me later to your future self, because your future self is going to look back and you're going to be grateful that you did what you did today. You're going to be grateful that you got up out the bed and got up off the couch today. You're going to be grateful that you still put in little by little effort today, even though you're exhausted, even though you're demoralized, even though you're hurting. The pain is going to be there. But that perpetual ascension we talked about last week, but that satisfaction, that gratefulness, that happiness, that's going to last forever. The pain ain't going to last forever. Plant those gems, those seeds, those memories today. Live in a moment today. Be happy today. Be grateful for what you accomplished today. And I promise you, that's going to inspire your future self tomorrow. That double-edged sword, we can't be defeated if we operate that way. If we operate in the moment and be genuine and be grateful, and if we continue to be intentional about the things to come, we can't be defeated. So even though you ain't wrote a letter to yourself in 2000, it don't matter. You can write a letter to yourself today. You can do something today in any way, shape, or form that you'll be able to look back on in a month and be like, man, I'm so grateful I started this journey. I'm so grateful I did that. I'm so grateful that this happened. You could be your own worst enemy, or you can be your biggest investor, outside of God, of course. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. The choice is truly yours. You can either remain frustrated at yourself, or you can say to yourself, thank me later. That's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Be intentional in the moment to be grateful and to motivate yourself down the road, because you're gonna need it. You're gonna come into a storm. You're gonna walk into a storm, and you're gonna need it. You're going to need that motivation later down the line. And that ghost of greatness past is gonna be right there with you, telling you, I told you so. I prepared you for this moment. So don't be afraid. Don't waver. Continue to go forward with your head held high. And you're going to accomplish everything that you wanted to accomplish. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Please leave a 5-star review and pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.